Hey, what's going on? It's Quincy Jones Go from the Quincy Jones Show, and you're usually not used to seeing me. You're used to just listening to this velvet voice on this microphone, but I'm coming for you live from Chicago. I am here. It's day 2 for me of not only the StarCast convention, but also just the entire All-In weekend. It's been a blast, but I thought, as I am one of many podcasts out here, I got to get ahead of the competition. I'm here to do a live predictions podcast. It's going to be a mini-sode. It's going to be something short. We're just going to cover the card of All In, and I will be on site attending All In. It's going to be nothing short of amazing. The card already looks amazing, first of all, so that's going to be hard to break down. But bear with me. For the next 20 minutes, we're going to make this All In thing just beautiful. Trust me. Let me see. What we got first? You know what? Let's start with the 0 hour, because obviously there's going to be some sort of a pre-show going on here for All In. So I believe it's the hour before. Again, it's going to be on the Fight app. If you guys haven't downloaded it yet, or paid for it, I should say. This would be the event to use that money to pay for it for. So lots of other guys on there, promotions, as well as like House of Hardcore. I believe ROH uses it as well. So, but yeah, let's start from the bottom, man. First and foremost, we have a tag team match with the Briscoe brothers, or the Briscoes, versus SCU. Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. Tag team match. Now, I've actually had the privilege of watching both these guys work live. As far as the teams, Briscoes always bring it. So, I mean, that's not anything we're going to be surprised about. Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, it would be my first time seeing them actually tag. Seen both men individually. Obviously, we've booked Scorpio a number of occasions with Rival Pro Wrestling. I'm trying to think, man. Between the two, first of all, shout out to SCU. SCU, they actually, if you've seen the video, if you haven't, it's on the Quincy Jones Show, Facebook and Instagram. I believe it's on Twitter too, but I got SCU to wish our resident fly on the show, Mark McFly, a very happy birthday. If you didn't give him a shout out, because it was this past Thursday on the 30th. So that was cool, man. Shout out to Christopher Daniels, Scorpio Sky, and Kazarian, of course, for that. Didn't have to do it. Cool guys. And he's from Los Angeles, so they loved where he was from. Best town ever, right? So speaking of them, since they just did a cool favor for me, I'm going to go with Frankie and Scorpio for this, man. Again, we've seen the Briscoes kind of accomplish everything and destroy every team in their path. All kinds of matches, all kinds of opponents. I just think also with the crowd's really going to be in the SCU on this one. So, SCU. I'm going to go with SCU, man. And next in the 0 hour, we also have the over-budget Battle Royale. So the thing with this is there's still a few names that are not yet announced. The ones that are on paper here, let me go through them. Jordan Grace, Moose, Rocky Romero, Colt Cabana, Ethan Page, Brian Cage, Billy Gunn, Jimmy Jacobs. These two I'm honestly not too familiar with. Marco Stunt and Brandon Cutler. And then, of course, it says more to be announced. The winner of this over-budget Battle Royale actually gets a shot later tonight on the main card against ROH World Heavyweight Champion Jay Lethal for his title. So, with just the names already involved, I'm already kind of getting the wheels spinning because, I mean, I'm trying to attack this as a wrestling fan, but now I got to be logical because if it's for the ROH title, a lot of the names that are listed are actually, they don't work for ROH. You got guys like Brian Cage, Billy Gunn. Jimmy Jacobs is there. You know what? And there's so many names. I mean, I don't know how many people are expected to be in this match, so it's kind of hard to just pick one central winner. So I'm going to pick three. I'm going to go with Moose, Colt Cabana, possibly Brian Cage. Only because I think that'll be a good look for Brian Cage. I don't think he'd win because he's right now with Impact. though they are doing a little bit of business with ROH, so I'm not too sure how that goes. Moose, another former name from ROH, also currently with Impact. Again, their working relationship, I don't have a pulse on, so don't know if they're going to allow someone under their umbrella to challenge for a title that's not their company world title. Especially with so many people watching this on the Fight app. I'd have to go with Colt Cabana, man. We're in Chicago. Why not have the hometown boy win the battle royal and go for the title, possibly win the title in Chicago? Why not? I mean, it's weird. It is a Fight app again. I don't know if ROH is necessarily okay. I mean, obviously they're okay with their championship being defended on this event, but I don't know if they're cool with seeing it change hands on an event that's not necessarily affiliated with ROH as an actual ROH branded event. I don't know, man. But see, if it's Colt Cabana, because if Colt Cabana wins, which again, be dope, that would make sense. Still in the company. It would make lots of sense, actually. But you know, it says to be announced. All right. Subbing one out. I'm gonna take Moose out. I'm gonna keep Colt Cabana and Brian Cage. Okay. I'm gonna go with Neville or Pac or whatever he's gonna go as. We don't know the status of his non-complete clause. We do know that he's no longer under WWE contract, but that doesn't necessarily say whether or not if the no-complete clause has started, if it's ended. We just know he's officially not under contract anymore, so there's no telling what he's able to do or what he's not able to do yet. But how interesting would it be if he showed up at ALLIN? I mean, obviously they've been teasing it. Matt and Nick, Cody as well. I think that's another possibility too. It's not a possibility too. And we're going to cross that bridge later when we talk about that world title match. But moving on, man, we also have Stephen Amell versus Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels. I'm looking at this again. I mean, I've been telling a lot of people this weekend as I've been talking to a bunch of fans here at Starrcade. I believe this is like the independent wrestling fans like WrestleMania. Just with the convention and just this whole weekend. You know, when Doc went to New Orleans earlier this year, he kind of, the picture he painted is almost the same, you know, with the conventions he went to, and as far as being surrounded by wrestling fans, just being in the element and just being around your people, you know what I mean? So I say that to say, if I'm looking at it through WrestleMania goggles, this Stephen Amell versus Christopher Daniels match is purely entertainment based. Though we've seen Stephen Amell against Stardust in WWE before, wasn't too bad in the ring. You know, this also has the appeal of the comic book thing. We got Stephen Amell, who plays the Green Arrow character on CW. We also have Christopher Daniels, who's, you know, self-proclaimed comic book guy, has written quite a few forwards himself in a few of these comic books. It's actually pretty interesting now I think about it. I'm going with Amell, and I know it sounds weird because Christopher Daniels is the journeyman. He's the professional wrestler. Stephen Amell is the quote-unquote actor, but also the head of Vigilante Club. You know, the thing with the actor thing is that's guaranteed coverage. Stephen Amell beats Christopher Daniels at some wrestling event. They don't need to know if it's WWE. They don't need to know. They just know it's something big, right? And think about the replay value. I mean, CW and the money that comes with. I know they have a few news outlets on CW that could. I mean, why wouldn't they replay one of their star actors on one of their key shows winning a match at this huge wrestling event, you know, on the weekend? So I could see that happening for sure. Sorry, Christopher Daniels. I mean, again, you did me a solid. SCU, but I think Stephen Amell is going to take that, man. Moving on, man. This is one of those fights that I'm actually looking a lot forward to. Chicago Street Fight. Hangman Adam Page and Joey Janella. Bad boy Joey Janella, excuse me, with Penelope Ford in his corner. Street Fight, though. See, this is I like Adam Page. Got a chance to meet him today. kept it up kayfabe, barefoot everywhere. Even when he wasn't in his meet and greet chair, he was walking everywhere barefoot. No, he did not have the boots with him, so don't ask. But I've liked Adam Page since he was working with, I think it was B.J. Whitmer. Yeah, it was B.J. Whitmer. They're doing the decade thing with Steve Carino's kid. Wasn't a fan of the Angle or B.J. Was a fan of Adam. I always thought he was the better of the two. Loved the front flip clothesline, shooting star, shoulder block, of course. He just always impressed me. And then it's good to see when he broke away and started doing the Bullet Club thing, became the Hangman. We've seen a ruthless side of him. Definitely seen a ruthless side of him. But it's Joey Janella, yo. I'm talking. I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with Joey Janella, I mean, just based off the spring break events he does, WrestleMania weekend that just fucking do well. Do yourself a favor and go YouTube Danzig CZW, Joey Janella. Guaranteed you may either be impressed or you may be disgusted. Either way, I'm not here to discuss that. Hell of a bump, but that's that guy. Which leads me to believe that he truly has the advantage in this match. And this is why it is. He's coming out with Penelope Ford. It's no disqualification street fight. So, of course, naturally, I'm thinking, if you have a manager that's legally able to get involved, legally involve her. Flip side, if you're a manager / girlfriend, or whatever it is, you're just a manager, period. Why would you, and you're, the person you're managing is in a no DQ match, why wouldn't you see to it that they win? Just saying. Not to mention Joey Janella, again, if you take a look at the clip, very well versed in this kind of match. I've also seen Adam Page whip some ass with some trash cans and chairs before, too. So this is going to be a knockout, drag-out fight, but I'm going with Joey Janella. I'm going with the bad boy in this one. I'm just saying. Moving right along, we got a fatal four-way. Don't know if it's fatal. It could be elimination. I haven't heard anything else announced on this one, but fatal four-way. Madison Rayne, Tessa Blanchard, Britt Baker, and Chelsea Green. And this is going to be one of those matches because, first of all, every name I named are top-notch women's wrestlers. You know what I mean? Madison Rayne, in her own right, did great things, was Knockouts champion, did some things with the beautiful people who also I saw today at StarCast. Also, recently in the Mae Young Classic. Tessa Blanchard was in the Mae Young Classic last year. It's still a shame to me that she's not on the WWE roster, especially with her last name. I mean, her and Charlotte for sure, obviously, Blanchard. It's interesting because I know that her and Britt Baker actually just had a match about a month ago at PCW Ultra for Tessa Blanchard's PCW Ultra Women's title. She was successful, so it's just interesting that she's going to be going against Britt Baker again. That's the thing. See, Britt Baker, I like Britt Baker. I love the work she's done. I've only been able to watch her on Women of Honor. Obviously, people who don't watch Women of Honor are going to say that that's Miss Adam Cole, baby. And I get it. She's very proud of her boyfriend, Again, yeah, she just had a match about a month ago with Tessa. I have also seen her in the ring. She's terrific in the ring. Most recently, she had I don't want to say it was a tryout match. She had a WWE match against Nia Jax. I believe it was a squash match in 2016. And then we got Chelsea Green, who obviously, no stranger to WWE with the Tough Enough system. And then made a great name for herself doing what she was doing with her gimmick in Impact. Man, this is hard. Because, I actually had a chance to speak with Mandy Leon today. Who actually has the privilege of calling this match. So that was really cool to hear her talk about that. She's really excited for that. If I got to pick a winner, I'm going with Tessa Blanchard, yo. I'm just saying, that lineage. Again, all these women have great in-ring, but I'm going for Tessa on this one. This is the only women's match on the card. They're gonna. This is gonna be dope. They're gonna they're gonna fuck shit up. I guarantee it. And it's fatal four-way. Oh, no DQs. It's going to be dope. Guarantee that. All right, moving on, man. We got a few more. This is where we get to the meat and bones of the whole thing right here. Rey Mysterio, Bandido, and Phoenix versus Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi. Man. We all win. We all win on this one. I mean, Rey Mysterio, Bandido, Phoenix, just those three guys in itself, thinking about the type of spots they do. Rey Mysterio, living legend. Bandido on the come up, making a name for himself. Rey Fenix been making strides for himself. Lucha, everywhere he's been at. Impact, everywhere in SoCal. Like, he's been making waves. And then the Young Bucks, and of course, you know, everyone who's seen a Young Buck match, it's nothing but entertainment. Kota Ibushi as well. Man. And they've never tagged before. It's the first time tagging. So this is going to be, for all six men, the first time. You know, unpopular decision. I'm going to go with the Luchas on this, man. I'm going to go with the Luchadors. I don't know. Something about, I mean, I love Bandido. I love Phoenix. And, I mean, you can't beat having the king of the Luchas. I mean, Rey Mysterio on your squad against the Young Bucks. And even if it's a prime and ready Kota Ibushi, I don't know, man. I still think they got the speed on them. Even though the Young Bucks just, they qualified to heavyweight status. We'll see how that works in their favor, you know. Again, moving on. Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr. Holy shit. I think everyone just about broke the internet when they announced this one. You got arguably the best wrestler the past 4 or 5 years versus one of the most charismatic, greatest gimmick characters in Lucha history with Pentagon Jr. I mean, everything from his recent work in Lucha and Impact to, again, the stuff he's been doing with Rey Fenix as a tag team in the SoCal scene. But, yeah, let me make this short and sweet. All right. I'm going Pentagon Jr. I'm a fan to see how both these styles clash, you know, go up against each other, to see how it goes. But, again, you know, I said Kenny Omega, you know, arguably the best wrestler the past couple years. I feel like it means more for Pentagon to beat Kenny Omega than it would mean for Kenny Omega to beat Pentagon. And right now, I don't know what the current working relationship is between Lucha and, you know, New Japan and ROH, Impact, all that stuff, because they seem to be dipping their toe in a lot of companies. But this could be a potential return match later down the line. The problem is who gets the W. I'm going with Pentagon. I'm going to do Pentagon on that one, man. We got Okada versus Marty Scurll. First of all, I've seen Okada versus Cody at the G1 Long Beach. I've seen Marty versus Punishment, so I've seen him work with bigger guys before. I'm a fan of him working with the bigger guys because it proves that he can, you know, he belongs in there. First, he belongs, you know, off top, but, you know, a lot of people like to pin him in the Bucks with the smaller guys and say he's a small guy, but I think going against a guy like Okada is going to take him to the top of his game. Wins? Okada. Why? Because there is a huge chance of a thunderstorm tomorrow, as told to us by the ALLIN staff via email with the weather report. When it rains, it pours. Then Rainmaker's in the building. It's going to be Okada. Jay Lethal, ROH World Championship. I'm telling you, it's either going to be Colt Cabana or Neville, bro. That's where I'm going with this. It's going to be Colt Cabana or Neville. I really hope it's one of them and Colt Cabana wins. Hometown, I'm just saying. Out of the names, again, I only saw a few people that are still going to be at work the next morning as far as ROH goes. So, and now, last but not certainly not least, I think we all know where this is going. NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Defending champion Nick Aldis, a.k.a. Magnus from Impact, no longer with the company, versus Cody, don't say Rhodes. I think we all know where this is going, man. I think we all want Cody to win that strap. And I'm not taking anything away from Nick Aldis. He's been doing a great job as champ. Him and Billy, you know, from Smashing Pumpkins, his help with the NWA brand, rebranding it and everything, it's been great, 100%. Not taking anything away from that again. But that's Cody's daddy's belt. I'm just saying, and look, I just watched the rivalries between on the network against Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair. And this is what I see in Cody's future. That scene where Dusty wins the NWA Championship from Harley Race and he's in the back with the boys and he makes that speech and he's real emotional, we're going to get that. We're going to get that guaranteed. So this is Kwency Jones Go, first ever live podcast with some match predictions for All In. And we out.